My dear child, I want you to stop whatever you are doing right now, just for a moment, and truly feel something deep inside your heart. You are loved, not because you are perfect, not because you never make mistakes, and not because you have everything figured out in your life. You are loved simply because you exist, and the one who created you, the one who shaped you with his own hands and breathed life into your lungs, has never once stopped thinking about you. That love is bigger than the ocean, deeper than the deepest valley, and more real than anything you have ever touched or seen. And today, that same love has a very special, very important message that it wants to speak directly into your heart. Before we go any further, I want you to understand something. This is not just a video. This is not just words coming through a screen. What you are hearing right now is a conversation meant specifically for you at this exact moment in your life. It does not matter if you are sitting in a big house or a tiny room. It does not matter if your life feels wonderful right now, or if everything feels like it is falling apart. This message found you today because you needed it, and because the one who loves you most wanted to make sure you heard it. So please, stay with me. Do not click away. Do not let your mind wander to your phone or your to-do list. Just be here, right now, and let these words reach the deepest part of who you are. Life moves incredibly fast. You already know this. You wake up in the morning, and before you even fully open your eyes, your mind is already racing with 100 different things you need to do. You rush through your morning. You fight through your day. You come home exhausted, and before you know it, the sun has gone down again. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and months turn into years. And sometimes, in the middle of all that rushing and striving and surviving, we forget what truly matters. We forget why we are here. We forget that this life, as beautiful and as complicated as it is just the very beginning of something so much greater and so much more glorious than anything our minds can fully understand right now. Think about your life like a tiny little soap bubble, floating gently through the air on a sunny afternoon. It is beautiful. It catches the light in the most magical way, shimmering with colors that seem almost too lovely to be real. It drifts gracefully, moving with the breeze, and for a moment it seems like it could float forever. But it does not last forever. In just a moment, it is gone now. This is not meant to make you feel sad or frightened. This is actually one of the most important and powerful truths you will ever hear in your entire life. Because it means that every single moment you have right now is precious beyond measure. Every hour you are given matters. Every choice you make matters. Every act of love, no matter how small or how unnoticed it may seem, matters more than you can possibly imagine. The way you choose to live this one ordinary day is writing a story that will echo far beyond this world and into eternity itself. One day, each one of us will stand before God, and on that day, we will not be asked how much money we made, or how many people thought we were impressive, or how many followers we had on social media. We will not be asked if our house was big enough, or if our car was nice enough. What we will be asked is something far more beautiful and far more important. We will be asked how we used the time that was given to us. We will be asked how we loved the people around us. We will be asked if we helped someone who was hurting, if we forgave someone who wronged us, if we shared kindness when it cost us something. These are the things that echo into eternity. These are the things that truly last long after everything else has faded away. And here is something truly wonderful that I want you to hold on to. The small things you do every single day are actually enormous in the eyes of heaven. When you choose to stay quiet, instead of saying something hurtful, when you bite your tongue, even though you had every reason to lash out, heaven takes notice. When you give something to someone who can never pay you back, when you do something kind and nobody ever sees it or applauds you for it, heaven rejoices. Right now, there is a great crowd of people who have gone before you, people who lived by faith and finished their race well, and they are watching you run your race today. They are leaning over the edges of heaven, cheering for you, encouraging you, rooting for you to keep going, to not give up, to finish strong. Do not let their cheers be wasted. You are closer to the finish line than you think. The trials and the painful things you are going through right now feel enormous from where you are standing. They feel heavy and suffocating, and sometimes completely unbearable. But I want you to understand something that will change the way you see everything. The difficult things you are facing today are preparing you for something so beautiful, so glorious, and so magnificent that when you finally see it, every single tear you cried will make perfect sense. Every sleepless night, every moment of confusion, every heartbreak, every loss, every disappointment will all come together into the most breathtaking picture of grace and purpose and love that you have ever witnessed. So do not lose heart. Do not give up. The most important part of the story is still being written. Every video on this channel is created with love, faith, and dedication to sharing God's Word. If these messages inspire and encourage you, you can support our mission through PayPal links in the description and pinned comment. Thank you for being part of this journey. Now, I want to talk to you about something that many people never stop to consider. I want to talk to you about the people around you. Look at the people sitting near you right now. The ones in your home, your neighborhood, your workplace, your school. Look at the tired faces of people you pass every single day without really seeing them. That person who always looks a little sad but never says anything about it. That coworker who seems angry all the time but really is just lonely deep inside. That neighbor who never comes outside and whose life seems completely hidden from the world. These are not just background characters in your personal story. These are real, precious, eternal souls who are crying out for something real, something true, something that can actually fill the emptiness they feel inside. And you, yes you, have something inside you that can reach them. You carry a light that the world desperately needs to see. Do not keep it hidden. Do not let fear or business or the worry of what people might think stop you from being exactly what someone around you desperately needs today. You know, one of the greatest lies that the world tells us is that our lives are only about us, that the goal is to get as comfortable as possible, to accumulate as much as possible, and to protect yourself from as much pain as possible. But that kind of life, no matter how comfortable it looks from the outside, leaves a hollow, aching emptiness on the inside. Because we were not made to live only for ourselves. We were made to love. We were made to give. We were made to be part of something so much bigger than our own little world. When you step outside of your own worries and your own needs, and you genuinely reach out to someone else, something incredible happens inside you. The emptiness starts to fill. The heaviness starts to lift. The joy that you have been searching for in 1,000 other places suddenly shows up right there, in the middle of your giving, because that is what you were designed for. So today, I am inviting you to look up from your own struggles, just for a moment, and look outward. Your family needs you. Your neighbors need you. The people you work with every single day need you. Not a perfect version of you. Not a version of you that has everything figured out. They just need the real you. The honest and present and caring version of you that shows up and says, I see you and I am here. That is more powerful than you know. That simple act of genuine human presence and love can change someone's entire world, and it will change yours too. If you are watching this right now and this message is speaking to your heart, I want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel so you never miss a message like this one. There are people finding hope, finding healing, and finding their way back to what truly matters through these words. And your support helps make sure this message reaches even more people who desperately need it. So please, take a moment right now and subscribe, and also share this video with someone you love who might need to hear these words today. Now, let us talk about the fire. Not a fire that destroys, but the kind of fire that refines. Because many of you right now are walking through a season that feels like you are literally standing in the middle of flames. Your finances are shaking, your relationships are painful, your body is struggling, your dreams feel further away than ever, and you are crying out asking why, asking when it will end, asking if God has forgotten about you. I want to look you directly in the eyes right now and tell you with complete certainty, He has not forgotten you. Not even for a single second. What feels like abandonment is actually the most intimate, most careful, most loving attention. A goldsmith does not throw gold into a fire to destroy it. He places it there carefully, watches it closely, and stays right beside it the entire time, because the fire is the only thing that can bring the impurities to the surface so they can be removed. and the result is something pure and beautiful and immensely valuable. That is exactly what is happening in your life right now. The difficult season you are in is not punishment. It is preparation. It is not the end of your story. It is the refining process that is making you into exactly who you need to be for the next chapter. And that next chapter is going to be more beautiful than anything you have yet experienced. The tears you are crying right now are not wasted. They are watering something. Something is growing in the dark soil of your pain that will one day become a tree so strong and so full of life that others will come and find shade and shelter in its branches. Your suffering has a purpose. Your pain is not pointless. Keep going. One of the hardest things about going through a difficult season is that it can make us bitter. It can make us hold on to hurt and resentment like a security blanket, even though it is actually slowly poisoning us from the inside. Unforgiveness is one of the heaviest things a human being can carry. It takes up space in your heart, in your mind, in your body, and in your spirit. It exhausts you. It keeps you stuck. It prevents you from moving forward into the beautiful things that are waiting for you. And here is the truth about unforgiveness, that nobody likes to hear, but everybody needs to understand. Holding on to bitterness does not hurt the person who wronged you. It only hurts you. It is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to get sick. So today, right now in this very moment, I want to invite you to do something that might feel impossible, but is actually the most powerful thing you could ever do for yourself and for your future. I want to invite you to forgive. Not because the person who hurt you deserves it, not because what they did was okay, but because you deserve to be free. You deserve to stop carrying that heavy weight. You deserve to walk into your future without the chains of yesterday dragging behind you. Forgiveness is not a feeling. It is a choice. It is a decision you make even when every emotion inside you is screaming the opposite. And when you make that choice, something miraculous happens. A door opens, a light comes on, a peace floods into the space where the bitterness used to live, and you begin to heal in ways you never thought possible. There is someone in your life right now that you need to forgive. You know exactly who I am talking about. Maybe it is a parent who hurt you when you were young. Maybe it is a spouse or an ex-partner who broke your heart. Maybe it is a friend who betrayed you. Maybe it is someone at work who treated you unfairly. Maybe, and this is the one we often forget, maybe it is yourself. You have been carrying shame about your past mistakes for so long that it has become a part of your identity. You have told yourself the story of your failures so many times that you have started to believe that is all you are. But that is not your story. That is not who you are. And today is the day that changes. Let us also talk about something that is quietly stealing the life from so many people. And most of them do not even realize it is happening. It is the spirit of comfort and distraction. You come home at the end of a long, exhausting day, and you are tired and you are stressed, and you just want to escape for a little while. So you pick up your phone, or you turn on the television, or you open a social media app, and before you know it, 2 hours have passed and you have not moved. You have not talked to your family. You have not prayed. You have not done anything that actually feeds your soul or moves you toward your purpose. You have just consumed. And now you feel even emptier than before. This is one of the greatest traps of our generation. We have more entertainment at our fingertips than any generation in history. And yet we have never been more lonely, more anxious, more purposeless, or more empty. I am not saying that rest is wrong. Rest is not only okay, it is necessary. But there is a massive difference between true rest that restores you and mindless distraction that numbs you. True rest fills you up. Mindless distraction just delays the emptiness. And the longer you stay in that cycle of distraction, the further you drift from the things that actually matter, from your purpose, from your relationships, from your own soul. Today is the day to break that cycle. Today is the day to put the phone down, to turn off the noise, and to sit quietly for a few minutes in the presence of the one who loves you most. You will be amazed at what you hear when you are finally still enough to listen. Prayer is one of the most powerful and most underused gifts that human beings have been given. It is not a religious ritual. It is not a formula you recite to check something off a list. Prayer is simply a conversation. It is you talking to the one who made you. And just as importantly, it is you being quiet enough to hear what he has to say back to you. Many people treat prayer like a vending machine. They put in a request, they expect an immediate result, and when the result does not come on their timeline, they decide that prayer does not work. But prayer is not a vending machine. Prayer is a relationship. And like any relationship, it requires time, consistency, honesty, and a willingness to listen, not just to speak. When you make prayer the first thing you do in the morning, instead of the last thing you do at night when you are already half asleep, everything starts to change. When you bring your genuine feelings to God, not the polished version of yourself that you think He wants to hear, but the real, messy, confused, scared, hopeful version of you, that is when real communion happens. That is when breakthroughs come. That is when you start to hear guidance that is wiser than anything you could come up with on your own. The secret place of prayer is where battles are won long before they are ever fought in the physical world. If your life feels out of control right now, the most practical, most powerful thing you can do is not to work harder or worry more. It is to pray more, to trust more, to release the grip of control, and let the one who holds the entire universe in his hands take care of the things that are too big for you to carry alone. And while we are talking about the things that are too heavy to carry alone, I want to speak directly to those of you who are carrying the weight of regret. There is perhaps no heavier burden than looking back at your past and seeing all the things you wish you had done differently. The years you feel like you wasted, the opportunities you let slip by, the relationships you damaged or lost, the version of yourself that you could have been by now, if only you had made different choices. Regret has a way of making the past feel like a prison, like the mistakes you made have permanently defined what is possible for you in the future. But that is a lie. That is one of the most dangerous and most paralyzing lies that you could ever believe about yourself. Here is the truth. No matter how much time you feel like you have wasted, no matter how many wrong turns you have taken, no matter how far you have strayed from where you thought you would be by now, it is not too late. It is never too late for a new beginning. The same God who can make the sun stand still in the sky, the same God who can part an entire sea to make a way for His people, that same God can take the broken, wasted, regret-filled pieces of your life and turn them into something beautiful. He is the God of the second chance, and the third chance, and the 100th chance. His mercies are new every single morning. Not every year, not every month. Every single morning. That means that no matter what yesterday looked like, this morning is a brand new opportunity. This day is a fresh start. The past does not have to define your future. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are not your worst day or your worst decision. You are a person who is deeply loved, who has been given another chance, and who has more potential in this moment than you can possibly see from where you are standing right now. So stop looking backward. Stop replaying the mistakes in your mind on an endless loop. Stop punishing yourself for things that are already forgiven and already in the past. Start looking forward. Start asking not what could have been, but what can still be. Start living from a place of grace and possibility, rather than a place of shame and regret. The best chapters of your story have not been written yet, and they will not write themselves. You have to show up every single day and put one foot in front of the other, even when it is hard, even when you are tired, even when you cannot see very far ahead. Just keep moving forward. One step at a time. We are committed to spreading hope, faith, and the message of Jesus Christ to people around the world. If you would like to help us continue this work, please visit PayPal links below. Your kindness means more than words can express now. I want to talk about something that is very close to my heart, and I believe it will be very close to yours too. I want to talk about your family. The people who are sitting in your home with you right now, the people who eat at your table, who sleep under your roof, who share your life every single day. In the business and the exhaustion of modern life, it is so easy to take the people closest to us completely for granted. We give our best energy to our jobs and our screens and our social lives. And then we come home and give the leftovers to the people who matter most. We are physically present in the same room, but emotionally somewhere else entirely. We answer texts during dinner. We scroll through our phones while our children are trying to talk to us. We fall asleep on the couch instead of having a real conversation with our spouse. And slowly, quietly, without anyone planning it or even noticing it right away, the distance grows. Do not let that happen. Please, do not let that happen. The people in your home right now are not guaranteed to be there forever. The time you have with your children while they are small is not coming back. The season you are in with your spouse, your parents, your siblings, this exact season will never exist again. And the things that seem so urgent right now, the emails, the deadlines, the social media notifications, none of those things will matter at all. When you are standing at the end of your life looking back at what you did with your time, what will matter is whether you were present, whether you listened, whether you chose the people over the screen, whether you said, "I love you, and I am proud of you, and I am sorry, and I forgive you," while you still had the chance. Put your phone away tonight. Sit down with your family. Look at their faces. Ask them how they are really doing. Not just the surface level fine, but really doing. Hold your children close. Tell them they are loved, and they are valued, and they are exactly who they are supposed to be. Pray with your family. Read something meaningful together. Create the kind of memories that will carry your children through the hard seasons of their lives, long after you are gone. Lead your home with love and with intention, and with the awareness that the time you have together is a gift. And gifts should never be taken for granted. If there is a broken relationship in your family right now, today is the day to begin mending it. I am not saying it will be easy. Broken things are never easy to repair. But the effort is worth it. The conversation is worth it. The humility it takes to say, "I was wrong," or "I am sorry," or "I want to make this right," is worth it. Do not wait for the other person to go first. Do not wait for the perfect moment or the perfect words. Just begin. Just take one small step toward healing today, because every day that passes with that relationship still broken is a day that could have been spent building something beautiful instead. I also want to speak to those of you who are feeling incredibly lonely on this journey. Maybe you made a decision to live differently, to choose what is right over what is popular, to hold on to your values, even when the whole world seems to be moving in the opposite direction. And now, you feel like you are standing alone in a crowd, like nobody around you truly understands what you believe or why you believe it. Your friends think you are strange. Your family does not understand your choices. Your coworkers make jokes about your faith. And there are moments when the loneliness of it all is almost unbearable. When you wonder if it is really worth it to keep standing firm when it costs you so much. I want you to hear this clearly. You are never alone. Not for even one single second. The one who made you is with you in every room you walk into, in every conversation you have, in every moment of rejection or misunderstanding. He sees you. He knows your name. He knows what it cost you to stand firm, and he is more proud of you than you can possibly know. The narrow road is not always crowded, but it leads to something that the wide and easy road can never offer. It leads to a life of real meaning, real peace, real joy, and real purpose. The temporary approval of people who do not share your values is not worth trading for the deep and lasting peace that comes from living true to who you really are and what you really believe. Keep going. Stay the course. The reward for faithfulness is greater than anything this world can offer. And if you are someone who feels like your faith has grown cold, if you used to feel a fire inside you that has now become just a flicker, or maybe not even that, I want to speak to you with great tenderness and great honesty. The lukewarm place is a dangerous place to stay. Not because you are a bad person, but because you were made for so much more than half-heartedness. You were not designed to just exist, to just go through the motions, to just survive from weekend to weekend. You were designed to live with passion and purpose, and an awareness that every single day is full of meaning and opportunity. The fire that used to burn in you has not gone out permanently. It just needs to be stirred up again. It needs fresh fuel. It needs time and attention, and the willingness to come back to the place where the fire first started. And that place is the secret place of prayer. The place of honest conversation with the one who knows you completely and loves you anyway. Come back to that place today. Not when things get better. Not when your circumstances change. not when you feel more motivated or more inspired. Come back today, in the middle of the mess, in the middle of the exhaustion, in the middle of the doubt. Bring all of it with you. The questions, the fears, the disappointments, the confusion. Bring it all and lay it down. And in the place where you lay it down, you will find something waiting for you that you cannot find anywhere else. You will find rest, real rest. The kind that restores your soul and fills you with the strength to keep going. Let us pause here for just a moment. If this message is speaking to your heart, if these words are reaching something deep inside you that you have been needing to hear, please take a second right now to subscribe to this channel if you have not already done so. And leave a comment below telling us what part of this message touched you most. Your words encourage others who are watching, and they remind all of us that we are not alone in this journey. Share this video with someone who needs it today. You might not know exactly what they are going through, but something inside you is telling you that they need to hear this. Trust that feeling. Be the person who sends the message that changes someone's day, or maybe even their life. Now, I want to talk about something that our generation is struggling with in a way that no generation before us ever has. I want to talk about fear. Specifically, I want to talk about the fear of speaking up. So many people are living in a quiet, invisible prison of timidity. They know what is right. They feel it deeply. They see things happening around them that break their hearts. They have something meaningful to say, but they stay silent because they are afraid. Afraid of being mocked, afraid of being misunderstood, afraid of losing relationships or opportunities, afraid of standing out in a world that rewards conformity and punishes anyone who dares to be different. This fear is real, and it is understandable. And I am not dismissing it, but I am telling you that this fear, left unchecked, will steal your voice, and your purpose, and your impact. The world does not need more quiet bystanders. The world needs people who are willing to speak the truth with kindness, who are willing to stand up for what is right, even when it costs them something, who are willing to be the person in the room who says the thing that needs to be said even when nobody else will say it. You have that courage inside you. It may not feel like it right now. It may feel buried under years of playing it safe and keeping the peace at any cost. But it is there, and it is waiting to be awakened. The boldness you need does not come from your own strength. If it depended on your own strength, it would make sense to be afraid because your own strength is limited, and it runs out. But the boldness that comes from knowing who you are and whose you are, the boldness that comes from a deep and settled confidence that you are loved and protected and guided by the one who holds all power, that boldness does not run out. That boldness grows the more you use it. Every time you choose to speak up when everything inside you wants to stay quiet. Every time you choose integrity when compromise would be so much easier. Every time you take a step of courage even though your knees are shaking, that boldness gets stronger, and the voice that was once barely a whisper becomes something that people cannot ignore. Not because of how loud it is, but because of how real it is. Be bold, be honest, be the person who shows up fully and speaks truly and loves fiercely. That person is exactly who you were made to be, and the world around you is waiting for you to step into that version of yourself. I also want to spend some time talking about hope, real hope. Not the kind of wishful thinking that says, I hope things get better somehow, but the kind of hope that is anchored to something that cannot be shaken. The kind of hope that looks at the darkest situation and says, this is not the end of the story. The kind of hope that gets up in the morning, even when it does not feel like it, and puts one foot in front of the other, because it knows that the one who made the morning is faithful, and his plans for you are good. We live in a world that is trying very hard to rob us of hope. The news is designed to make you feel afraid and overwhelmed. Social media is designed to make you feel inadequate and behind. The culture is constantly telling you that things are getting worse, and that there is no reason to expect anything better. And if you let those voices drown out everything else, it is very easy to start living from a place of despair, rather than a place of hope. But here is what I know to be true. Every single dark season in human history has eventually given way to light. Every winter eventually becomes spring. Every night eventually ends and the morning comes. This does not mean that hard things are not really hard, or that loss is not really loss, or that pain is not really pain. It means that hard things are not the final word. Loss is not the last chapter. Pain is not the permanent state. There is always more. There is always something good waiting on the other side of the hard thing you are going through right now. And the one who loves you most is actively working. Even right now, even in this moment while you are watching this video, to bring beauty out of the ashes of whatever has been broken in your life. So choose hope, not because everything is perfect, but because the one who holds your life is perfect. Not because you can see the way forward clearly, but because the one who is guiding you can see infinitely further than you can. Hope is not naive. Hope is not pretending that things are fine when they are not. Hope is the deeply rooted conviction that no matter what is happening around you, the story is not over. And the God who started a good work in you is faithful to complete it. Now, let me speak to something that is incredibly practical but deeply spiritual at the same time. I want to talk about how you spend your time, not in a way that makes you feel guilty or overwhelmed, but in a way that helps you see just how valuable each day truly is. Every morning when you wake up, you are given a fresh deposit of 24 hours. That is it, no more, no less. 24 hours that will never come back once they are spent. And the question that we rarely stop to ask ourselves is this: am I spending these hours on things that truly matter? Am I investing my time in ways that I will be grateful for when I look back at the end of my life? This does not mean every moment needs to be productive in the way the world defines productivity. Rest matters. Play matters. Laughter matters. Sitting with someone you love and doing absolutely nothing matters. But it does mean being intentional. It means choosing, as often as possible, to spend your time on things that feed your soul, that build your relationships, that help someone else, that move you toward your purpose, and that honor the one who gave you this life. It means saying no to some things so you can say a full and wholehearted yes to the things that matter most. Time is the one resource that cannot be earned back, borrowed, or replaced. Once a moment is gone, it is gone. And there is something both sobering and deeply motivating about that truth. It means that this moment right now is genuinely precious. It means that the conversation you are putting off, the apology you have been meaning to give, the dream you have been waiting to pursue, the prayer you have been meaning to pray, these things all have a time limit, not to create fear, but to create urgency. The good kind of urgency, the kind that says, I am not going to wait anymore. I am going to do the important thing today, not someday. So what is the important thing for you today? What is the thing that you have been putting off? The person you have been meaning to call, the conversation you have been avoiding, the step of faith you have been afraid to take. Whatever it is today is the day, not because everything is perfectly set up and all your fears are gone, but because today is the day you have been given. And today is enough to begin. This ministry exists to bring encouragement, prayer, and God's truth to every heart that needs it. You can stand with us through PayPal links in the description and pinned comment. May God bless you abundantly for your love and support. Let me also speak to you about the armor that you need for the battles you are facing. Because make no mistake, there is a real battle happening, not necessarily the kind you can see with your physical eyes, but a battle for your thoughts, your peace, your faith, and your future. Every day, there are forces working to discourage you, to distract you, to make you doubt, to fill you with fear, to pull you away from your purpose and your peace. And you need to be equipped for that battle. The first and most important thing you need to know is that you are not fighting alone. The battle is real, but the one fighting for you is greater than anything that comes against you. When you feel overwhelmed, when you feel like the opposition is too much, remember that the power available to you is not limited to your own strength. The same power that can calm a storm, that can open blind eyes, that can bring life out of death, that same power is available to you. You do not have to fight from a place of weakness and fear. You fight from a place of victory that has already been secured. But you also need to be proactive. You need to guard your mind. Be very careful about what you allow into your thoughts on a daily basis. What you read, what you watch, what you listen to, what you talk about, who you spend the most time with. All of these things are shaping the way you think, and the way you think is shaping the way you live. If you fill your mind with fear and negativity and comparison and worthlessness, that is what your life will reflect. But if you fill your mind with truth and hope and gratitude and possibility, your life will begin to reflect that instead. This is not about positive thinking as some kind of magic formula. This is about understanding that your mind is a garden and you are responsible for what grows there. Pull out the weeds of doubt and fear and shame and replace them with seeds of truth and faith and love and purpose. Do this every single day, not because it is easy, but because it is necessary. And over time, you will begin to see the fruit of that daily intentional work, growing in every area of your life. I also want to take a moment to speak to those of you who have been waiting for a prayer to be answered, waiting for a situation to change, waiting for the breakthrough that you have been believing for a very long time. The waiting is hard. The waiting can feel like silence. The waiting can feel like nothing is happening, like your prayers are hitting the ceiling and bouncing back, like God has moved on and forgotten about your specific situation. I want to tell you with absolute certainty that none of that is true. Waiting is not the same as being abandoned. Silence is not the same as absence. And the fact that you cannot yet see the answer does not mean the answer is not coming. Some of the most beautiful things in life require a long season of waiting before they appear. A seed that is planted in the ground looks like nothing is happening for a very long time, but underground, in the dark, where nobody can see, incredible things are taking place. The roots are growing deep. The life is developing. The strength is being built that will one day hold up a tree. What looks like nothing is actually everything. And your season of waiting is the same. What God is doing in you during this time of waiting is just as important as what He will do through you when the waiting is over. The character being formed, the faith being deepened, the patience being developed, the roots going down into solid ground, these things are not wasted. They are essential. They are the foundation upon which everything else will be built. So wait well. Wait with faith. Wait with expectation. Keep praying, keep trusting, keep showing up, keep believing. Your breakthrough is coming. Your answered prayer is on its way. Hold on, and while you are holding on, I want to encourage you to cultivate gratitude. Not gratitude as a performance or a platitude, but real, genuine, daily gratitude for the things that are already good in your life right now. It is so easy, when we are going through hard times, to focus entirely on what is missing, what is broken, what is not working, what we do not yet have. And when that is all we can see, our whole life starts to feel like lack. But when we intentionally shift our attention to what is already present, to what is already good, to what we already have that millions of people in this world would consider a miracle, something shifts inside us. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces available to a human being. It changes your perspective. It changes your emotional state. It changes the lens through which you see everything else, and it opens you up to receive more. Because when you are genuinely grateful for what you have, you are in the posture of someone who recognizes that gifts come from somewhere, and who is open and expectant for more to come. Start today. Right now, before this video is over, think of 3 things in your life that you are genuinely grateful for. Not big, complicated things. Simple things. A warm place to sleep, food in your kitchen, a person in your life who loves you. The fact that you woke up this morning, these are not small things. These are gifts. And when you start seeing them as gifts, the whole world begins to look different. I want to circle back to something I touched on earlier, because it is so important, and I do not want to leave it without giving it the full attention it deserves. I want to talk about identity. Who you believe yourself to be is the single most important factor in determining how you live your life. If you believe you are unworthy, you will live like someone who is unworthy. If you believe you are forgotten, you will live like someone who is forgotten. If you believe your best days are behind you, you will live like someone whose best days are behind them. But if you know, deep in the core of who you are, that you are loved and valued, and chosen and purposeful, you will live like someone who knows those things. And the difference between those 2 ways of living is the difference between a life that barely survives and a life that truly and beautifully thrives. So let me tell you who you are. You are not your past. You are not your failures. You are not your worst moment or your biggest mistake. You are not the labels that other people have put on you, the names you have been called, the limitations that have been spoken over you. You are not defined by what you do not have, or what you have not yet achieved. You are a person created with extraordinary intentionality and love. You were not an accident. You were not a mistake. Every single detail of who you are was designed by someone who knew exactly what he was doing. The things you love, the way your mind works, the dreams that keep coming back to you no matter how many times you try to push them away. These are not random. These are clues. They are pointing you towards something. They are telling you something about who you are and what you were made to do. And the one who made you is not finished with you yet. He is not looking at your life and shaking his head in disappointment. He is looking at your life the way a master artist looks at a painting that is still in progress. Seeing not just what it is right now, but what it is becoming. Seeing the finished picture with perfect clarity, even when all you can see right now are brushstrokes that do not seem to make any sense. Trust the artist. Trust the process. Trust that the one who started this work in you is not going to abandon it halfway through. You are his masterpiece. And masterpieces take time. As we move toward the end of this message, I want to speak one more time about the urgency of this moment. Not to create fear, but to create the beautiful life-giving urgency that comes from truly understanding how precious and limited our time here is. We have talked about so many things today. About love, about purpose, about forgiveness, about prayer, about family, about hope, about identity, and all of it comes down to this one central truth. You are here right now, in this moment with a life that is full of meaning and full of possibility. And the question that matters more than any other question is this: what will you do with it? Not someday, not when things are better, not when you feel more ready or more worthy or more inspired. Now today, with this hour, because this hour is the only one you are guaranteed. And it is enough. It is more than enough to begin something beautiful. It is more than enough to take one step in the right direction. It is more than enough to make one phone call, to speak one kind word, to offer one genuine prayer, to make one brave choice. Every great life, every great story, every great transformation began with one small, ordinary moment when someone decided to begin. Let this be your moment. Let today be your beginning. Not the beginning of a perfect life, but the beginning of an intentional one. Not the beginning of a life without struggle, but the beginning of a life lived with purpose, and with faith, and with the deep, unshakable knowledge that you are loved, and you are not alone, and the best is still ahead of you. If these messages have brought peace to your heart, strengthened your faith, or reminded you of God's love, please consider supporting this ministry through PayPal links below. Together, we can continue sharing hope and God's word with countless souls around the world. My dear child, I want you to sit with me for a little while longer, because there is still so much that needs to be said. There is so much more that your heart needs to hear before this day is over. You have come this far, and that itself tells me something very important about you. It tells me that there is something alive inside you, something that is hungry for more than what the ordinary world offers, something that recognizes there is a deeper reality beneath the surface of your everyday life. And that something is exactly right. There is more. There is always more. And today, I want to take you deeper into that more than you have ever gone before. I want to begin this part of our conversation by talking about something that most people spend their entire lives avoiding. I want to talk about the truth. Not truth as a concept or a philosophy, but truth as a daily lived experience. Because one of the most painful things about modern life is that we have become incredibly skilled at lying to ourselves. We tell ourselves we are fine when we are not. We tell ourselves it does not bother us when it absolutely does. We tell ourselves we will deal with it later, when we have no intention of dealing with it at all. We have built elaborate, comfortable systems of self-deception that allow us to keep functioning on the outside while quietly falling apart on the inside. And we have become so good at it that sometimes we do not even know we are doing it anymore. But truth has a way of finding us eventually. It always does. And when it comes, it does not come gently if we have spent a long time running from it. It tends to arrive in the form of a crisis, a breakdown, a relationship that finally collapses under the weight of all the things that were never said. A health scare that forces you to stop and pay attention to the life you have been neglecting. Truth has a way of demanding to be heard, one way or another. And the kindest thing you can do for yourself is to choose to hear it now, willingly and honestly, rather than waiting for it to come crashing through the door. So, let me ask you something, and I want you to sit with this question, honestly rather than rushing past it to the comfortable answer. Are you truly living the life you were made for? Not the life you settled for out of fear, not the life that other people expected you to live, not the life that seemed most practical, or most safe, or most likely to earn you the approval of the people around you, but the life you were genuinely, specifically, uniquely made for. The life that, when you imagine it, makes something inside you come alive, in a way that nothing else quite does. Are you living that life, or are you living something smaller than that? Something quieter, something safer, something that pays the bills and keeps the peace, but leaves you with a quiet ache in your chest at the end of every day. Most people, if they are completely honest, will admit that they are not fully living the life they were made for. They are living a compromise, a safe, acceptable, manageable version of life that keeps everyone comfortable and causes no disruption. And they have told themselves that this is just how it is, that the dreams they had when they were younger were naive, that real life requires you to set aside the things that made your heart come alive and focus on being responsible. And there is some truth to responsibility. Responsibility matters. But responsibility and aliveness are not opposites. You do not have to choose between being a responsible adult and being a fully alive human being. You can be both, and in fact, the most responsible thing you can do for the people who depend on you is to show up as the most fully alive, most genuinely purposeful version of yourself, because that version of you has so much more to give than the exhausted, going through the motions version ever could. So if you have set aside your dreams, if you have buried the things that once made your heart come alive under layers of practicality and fear and the opinions of others, today, I am inviting you to go back and find them, not to be irresponsible, not to abandon your commitments, but to remember who you were before the world told you who to be, to reconnect with the things that light you up from the inside, to ask yourself honestly, what would I do with my life if I was not afraid? And then to start, slowly and courageously, moving in that direction. Because here is what I know to be absolutely true. The dreams that have never left you, the ones that keep coming back, no matter how many times you try to be sensible and push them away, those dreams are not accidents. They are not random wishes that your brain invented for no reason. They are clues. They are arrows. They are pointing you towards something real and something specific, and something that only you can do in the way that only you can do it. There is a contribution that your life is meant to make to this world that nobody else can make in quite the same way, and the world is poorer every single day that you spend hiding from that contribution out of fear. I want you to think for a moment about the children in your life, whether they are your own children, your nieces and nephews, the young people in your community, the next generation that is watching how you live. What are they learning from you? Not from what you tell them, but from what they see you do. Are they watching you live with courage and purpose and genuine joy? Or are they watching you merely survive, going through the motions, counting down the days to the weekend, spending your evenings numbing yourself in front of a screen? Because children learn by watching. And what they are watching you do right now is teaching them what adulthood looks like, what life is for, what is possible, what is worth fighting for. The most powerful gift you can give the young people in your life is not money or opportunities or even advice. It is the example of a life fully lived, a life of genuine faith and genuine courage and genuine love. Show them what that looks like every single day, and you will give them something that will carry them through everything. Now, I want to talk to you about something that is deeply connected to living fully, and that is the practice of letting go. We talk about letting go a lot in spiritual conversations, and sometimes it can start to feel like a cliché, like something you are supposed to say without really knowing what it means or how to actually do it. But letting go is one of the most real and most necessary and most difficult practices in all of human life. And I want to get very specific and very practical with you about what it means. Letting go means releasing your grip on the outcome of things you cannot control. And the honest truth is that most of the things we worry about most are things we cannot control. We cannot control other people. We cannot control the economy. We cannot control whether our children make the choices we hope they will make. We cannot control what other people think of us. We cannot control the timing of the things we are believing for. We cannot control what happens to our health, or our finances, or our relationships. No matter how carefully we plan, the illusion of control is one of the greatest sources of anxiety in human life, because we spend enormous amounts of energy trying to hold things in place that were never ours to hold. Letting go does not mean not caring. It does not mean passive resignation or giving up. It means recognizing the difference between what is yours to do and what belongs to someone else, including God. It means doing your part, your honest, faithful, wholehearted part, and then releasing the rest. It means trusting that the one who holds the entire universe in perfect order is also holding your specific situation with the same care and the same wisdom and the same love. It means sleeping at night, not because everything is resolved, but because you know that the one who never sleeps is watching over the things you love. This kind of trust is not something you arrive at overnight. It is developed over time, through practice and through experience, through choosing again and again to release what you cannot hold, and to trust the one who can. And every time you make that choice, every time you say with genuine faith, "I am doing my part, and I am trusting you with the rest," something shifts inside you. The anxiety loosens its grip just a little. The weight on your shoulders gets just a little lighter. And slowly, over time, you begin to experience a freedom that you did not know was possible. The freedom of someone who knows they do not have to carry the whole world on their back because someone infinitely more capable than them is already doing that. I also want to speak to you about generosity. Because generosity is one of those things that sounds simple, but carries a depth and a power that most people have never fully explored. We tend to think of generosity primarily in terms of money. And money is certainly part of it. But true generosity is so much broader than that. Generosity is giving your time to someone who needs it when you have 100 other things to do. Generosity is giving your full attention to someone in a conversation when your mind wants to be somewhere else. Generosity is giving encouragement to someone who is struggling when you yourself are also struggling. Generosity is giving grace to someone who does not deserve it. Forgiving someone who has not apologized, speaking kindly to someone who has been unkind to you. Generosity, in all its forms, is one of the most countercultural things a human being can practice in the world we live in today. The world is structured around accumulating, around protecting what is yours and acquiring more, around competing and comparing and hoarding. But generosity runs in the exact opposite direction. It says there is enough. It says I have something worth giving. It says the act of giving matters more than the act of keeping. And when you practice generosity consistently, something remarkable happens. The fear of not having enough begins to lose its power over you. The grip of material things begins to loosen, and you discover that the more you give, the more alive you feel. Because giving is one of the most fundamentally human and deeply spiritual things you can do. We were made in the image of one who gives lavishly and endlessly, and without counting the cost. When we give, we reflect that image, and in reflecting it, we experience something of the deep joy that lies at the heart of the universe. Let me speak now about the power of words. Not because words are just words, little sounds that float through the air and then disappear, but because words are one of the most powerful forces in human life. Words have built civilizations and destroyed them. Words have healed broken hearts and shattered whole ones. Words have ignited movements that changed the world. And words have extinguished the spark in a person's soul just as effectively. The words you speak to the people around you are shaping them in ways you may not even realize. The words you speak over yourself are shaping you, and the words you believe about yourself, whether they came from someone who hurt you long ago or from your own inner critic, are either building you up or tearing you down every single day. I want to challenge you today to become more intentional about your words. Not to be fake or to only say pleasant things that are not true, but to be genuinely thoughtful about what you say and how you say it. Before you speak, ask yourself a simple question. Is what I am about to say true? Is it kind? Is it necessary? Will it build up or will it tear down? This is not about being perfect. You will not always get it right, but the simple practice of pausing and asking that question before you speak will begin to change the culture of your conversations, your relationships, and your home in ways that will surprise you, and turn the same intentionality toward the words you speak over your own life. Stop agreeing with the voices that tell you that you are not enough, that you are too far gone, that your dreams are too big, that your mistakes are too many, that it is too late. Those voices are lying to you. Speak something different over yourself. Speak truth. Speak possibility. Speak the kind of words that a loving parent speaks to a child they believe in completely, because that is exactly how the one who made you speaks about you. He is not reciting your failures over you. He is declaring your potential. He is calling out the best in you. He is speaking future over you, even when your present is messy and your past is painful. Learn to agree with what he says about you rather than what your fears say. And watch how slowly, steadily, your life begins to move in the direction of the words you have been speaking. Every video is created with prayer, time, and dedication to reach those who may be searching for encouragement and faith. By supporting this ministry through PayPal, you help keep this mission growing and touching more lives each day. God bless you abundantly. Now, I want to address something that I think is one of the deepest and least talked about sources of pain in people's lives, and that is the pain of feeling unseen, of feeling like no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you give, no matter how faithfully you show up, nobody truly notices. Nobody truly sees the effort you are putting in, the sacrifices you are making, the battles you are fighting behind closed doors. You do the right thing when nobody is watching. You give when nobody is grateful. You stay faithful when it would be so much easier to quit. And sometimes the loneliness of that invisible faithfulness is almost unbearable. I want to say something directly to you. If you are in that place, you are seen. Every single act of invisible faithfulness that nobody else has noticed, that you wonder if anyone even cares about, it has been seen, it has been witnessed, it has been recorded. Nothing that you have done out of genuine love and genuine faith has gone unnoticed. There is an audience of one who has seen every single moment of your unseen devotion. And that one sees it with a love and an appreciation that makes the applause of any crowd on earth seem like a whisper by comparison. Your faithfulness in the small, invisible, unrecognized things is not wasted. It is building something. It is accumulating into something beautiful and significant and eternal that will one day be fully revealed. Keep going. Keep doing the right thing even when nobody is watching. Keep showing up faithfully, even when it feels pointless. It is not pointless. It is the very stuff of a life well lived. Let me also speak to those of you who are in a season of transition. Maybe something has just ended, and you are not sure what comes next. A job, a relationship, a season of life that defined you for a long time. And now you are standing in the in-between space. The space that is not quite the old thing, and not yet the new thing. This space is deeply uncomfortable. We are not designed to love uncertainty. We want to know what comes next. We want to see the full map before we take the first step. But most of the time, the full map is not given to us. We are given just enough light for the next step. And the invitation is to trust the one who holds the map, even when we can only see the step directly in front of us. Transitions are actually some of the most important and most fertile seasons of human life. They are the times when old things fall away and new things have space to grow. They are the times when we find out what we are actually made of, when we discover strengths we did not know we had, and when we are forced to rely on something deeper than our own plans and our own abilities. If you are in a transition right now, do not rush it. Do not try to force the next chapter to begin before this one has fully closed. There is something important happening in the space between. Something is being prepared. Something is being made ready, both in the world around you and in you yourself. Be patient with the process. Be present in the in-between, and trust that the one who is writing your story knows exactly what chapter comes next and exactly the right moment for it to begin. I want to spend some time now talking about the community around you, because none of us were designed to live this life alone. We were made for connection. We were made to belong to something bigger than ourselves, to be known and to know others, to carry each other through the hard times, and to celebrate together through the good ones. And in a world where loneliness has become one of the most widespread and most devastating epidemics of our time, the intentional building and tending of genuine community has never been more important. Look at the people in your life right now. Not the surface-level connections, the people you exchange pleasantries with but never really talk to, but the people who know you, the people who have seen you at your worst and stayed anyway, the people who tell you the truth, even when it is not what you want to hear, the people who show up when things are hard. Do you have those people? And are you being that kind of person to others? Because genuine community is not something that just happens. It is something that is built deliberately and over time through the consistent practice of showing up, of being vulnerable, of choosing people, even when it is inconvenient, of giving more than you take. If you do not have that kind of community right now, I want to encourage you to begin building it. Not by waiting for the right people to find you, but by being the right person for someone else. Be the one who reaches out. Be the one who shows up. Be the one who asks the deeper question and actually waits for the real answer. Be the one who remembers. Be the one who stays. Because the world is full of people who are just as lonely as you are, just as hungry for genuine connection, just as desperate for someone to truly see them. And when you choose to be that person for someone else, you often find that what you were looking for finds its way back to you. Now, I want to talk about something that is deeply personal and deeply universal at the same time. I want to talk about the moments when you feel like God is silent, when you pray and the sky feels like concrete, when you reach out and feel nothing reaching back, when the faith that once felt so natural and so alive now feels like a performance you are putting on for an audience that may not even be there. These seasons of spiritual dryness are some of the most frightening and most disorienting experiences in human life. Because when the feeling of connection is gone, it is so easy to conclude that the connection itself is gone. But feeling is not the same as reality. The silence you experience in those seasons is not God's absence. It is the training ground of deeper faith, because the faith that only functions when it feels good, when everything is working, and the presence of God is tangible, and the answers to prayer are coming quickly. That faith has never really been tested. It is the faith that keeps going in the silence, that keeps showing up even when nothing feels real, that keeps saying, "I trust you even when I cannot feel you." That is the faith that has real substance. That is the faith that will carry you through anything. And that is the faith that is being built in you, in the dry, silent, seemingly empty seasons. So if you are in one of those seasons right now, do not run from it. Do not pretend it is not happening. And most importantly, do not conclude from the silence that you have been abandoned. Lean into it. Stay faithful even in the dryness. Keep showing up even when it feels pointless. Because the root system that a tree grows during a drought, when it has to dig deep to find water, is the root system that holds it steady when the storm comes. Your season of spiritual dryness is building exactly that kind of depth in you. And the day is coming when you will look back at this season and understand exactly what it was for. And you will be grateful for it, not for the pain of it, but for what it produced in you. I also want to speak to you about your calling, about the specific, unique, unrepeatable contribution that your life is meant to make to this world. Because I believe that one of the great tragedies of human life is the number of people who arrive at the end of their days having never really discovered or pursued what they were made to do. Having lived a life that was technically fine, technically successful by the world's standards, but internally hollow because it was not aligned with the deepest truth of who they were made to be. Your calling is not necessarily a grand, dramatic, world-famous thing. For most people, it is not. Most callings are lived out in ordinary places, in families and workplaces and communities and friendships, but they are no less significant for being ordinary. The person who raises their children with intentional love and genuine faith, who creates a home where people feel safe and valued and known, that person is living a calling as significant as any public figure. The person who shows up to their ordinary job every day with integrity and kindness, and a genuine care for the people around them is living a calling. The person who chooses to stay faithful in their marriage through the hard seasons, who keeps choosing love when love requires sacrifice, that person is living a calling. Your calling is found at the intersection of what you uniquely are and what the world around you genuinely needs. It is found in the things that break your heart, in the problems you cannot stop thinking about, in the people you naturally care for most deeply. It is discovered not primarily through grand visions and dramatic revelations, but through the daily practice of paying attention. Paying attention to what moves, to what angers you in a way that makes you want to do something about it, to where your natural gifts meet a genuine need, to what you would do even if nobody ever paid you or praised you for it. Spend some time with these questions, not as a one-time exercise, but as an ongoing practice of listening. Because your calling is not hidden from you. The one who placed it within you wants you to find it, even more than you want to find it yourself. And he is speaking about it to you constantly, through the things that stir your heart, through the people he brings across your path, through the desires that will not go away no matter how hard you try to be practical. Pay attention, listen, and then, when you begin to hear it, have the courage to say yes. And speaking of courage, I want to talk about the relationship between courage and faith, because they are more deeply connected than most people realize. Courage is not the absence of fear. If you are waiting until you are no longer afraid before you step out in faith, you will be waiting your entire life. Courage is feeling the fear and moving forward anyway. It is looking at all the reasons something might not work out and choosing to try anyway. It is saying, I do not know exactly how this will go, but I know who holds the future, and I trust him enough to take the first step. Every person who has ever done anything meaningful, anything beautiful, anything that genuinely mattered, has had to do it afraid. They had to step out before they felt ready. They had to begin before they could see the whole picture. They had to say yes to the thing they were called to do, even when the sensible part of them was screaming that it was too risky, too uncertain, too far outside the comfortable boundaries of what they had always known. And it was in the stepping out, in the actual doing of the thing they were afraid to do, that the fear began to lose its power. Because fear is most powerful when it is in the future, in the imagined worst-case scenario that has not yet happened. But when you actually step into the thing you feared, when you actually do the thing and discover that you survived it, the fear shrinks, and the faith grows. So do not wait for the fear to go away before you act. Act with the fear present. Carry it with you into the new season, the new conversation, the new step, and watch what happens when you do. Watch how the very act of moving forward in faith begins to dissolve what the fear was keeping you from. One step at a time, one day at a time, one brave choice at a time. You are building a life of courage that will inspire the people watching you in ways you may never fully know. Now, before we continue, I want to take a moment to pause and encourage you to do something meaningful right now. If this message has been touching your heart, share this video with one person in your life who needs to hear these words today. It does not need to be someone who is in crisis. It could simply be someone who you know is carrying something heavy, who is going through a difficult season, who could use the reminder that they are loved, and they are not alone, and their life has profound meaning and purpose. You might be the reason that person hears exactly what they needed to hear today, and that is a beautiful thing to be. So please, take 30 seconds right now and send this video to one person. You do not even have to say anything. Just send it. Let the message speak for itself. Let us talk now about peace. Real peace, because peace is one of those words that gets used so often and so casually that it can start to feel like it means nothing more than the absence of conflict or the feeling you get when you are on vacation and temporarily removed from the pressures of your ordinary life. But the peace I am talking about is something categorically different from that. It is a peace that exists in the middle of conflict, not in the absence of it. It is a peace that is present even when the circumstances are difficult and the future is uncertain, and the problems are real and unsolved. It is a peace that, as the ancient words say, surpasses all understanding, meaning it makes no logical sense from the outside. It is something that can only be experienced from the inside. This kind of peace is not achieved, it is received. You cannot work hard enough to manufacture it. You cannot think your way into it. You cannot organize your life perfectly enough to finally feel it. It is a gift, and it is given in the posture of surrender. In the moment when you finally stop trying to hold everything together by your own strength, and you open your hands, and you say, I cannot do this alone, and I do not have to, because you are here. That is the moment when peace shows up. Not because the problems are solved, but because the burden of solving them is no longer sitting entirely on your shoulders. The one who holds the universe has taken it, and you can breathe again. Practice surrender daily, not once as a dramatic once-for-all moment, but daily, because every day brings new things to worry about and new temptations to take back the control you surrendered yesterday. Every morning, open your hands again. Every morning, say again, I trust you with this day, with these people, with these problems, with this life. And every morning, receive again the peace that comes with that surrender. This is not weakness. This is the greatest strength available to a human being. The strength of someone who knows they do not have to carry the world, because someone far greater is already doing that. I want to come back now to something very simple, because we have covered a lot of deep ground today. And I want to make sure that none of it feels so overwhelming that it paralyzes you rather than moving you forward. Because the enemy of a truly lived life is not always open opposition. Sometimes it is overwhelm. Sometimes it is the feeling that there is so much to do, and so much to change, and so much to become that you do not even know where to start. And when you do not know where to start, the easiest thing to do is nothing. To stay exactly where you are and tell yourself that you will begin when things are clearer or simpler, or when you have more energy or more time. So, let me make it very simple. Today, you do not need to change everything. You do not need to figure out your entire calling. You do not need to fix every broken relationship or overcome every fear, or develop a perfect prayer life. All you need to do is one thing, just one. Think about everything we have talked about today and choose one thing, one area where you are going to take one small step forward. It might be reaching out to someone you have not spoken to in too long. It might be putting your phone down for an hour tonight and being present with your family. It might be spending 10 minutes in honest, quiet prayer before you go to bed. It might be writing down 3 things you are genuinely grateful for. It might be saying out loud, to yourself, or to God, or to another person, the thing you have been keeping silent. Just one thing, just one step, because one step forward taken faithfully is infinitely more powerful than 1,000 steps planned and never taken. And one step has a way of leading to another, which leads to another, which leads to another. Until one day, you look up from where you are and realize how far you have come from where you started. That is how transformation actually works. Not all at once, not in a single dramatic moment, but step by faithful step, day by faithful day. In the ordinary moments of an ordinary life lived with extraordinary intentionality, you are capable of that. You are more than capable of that. You already have everything inside you that you need to take the first step, and the one who made you is not standing at a distance watching to see if you figure it out on your own. He is right here, right now, closer than your own breath, ready to walk every step of this journey with you. You do not have to do this alone. You never have had to do this alone, and you never will. So, my dear child, as we continue this beautiful, important conversation, I want to leave this section with one final thought that I want you to carry with you. Your life is not a mistake. Your struggles are not a punishment. Your season is not permanent. Your future is not closed. You are loved with a love that has no bottom and no ceiling. You are seen by eyes that miss nothing and judge with perfect wisdom and perfect grace. You are known completely, and you are chosen anyway. And the story of your life, with all its mess and all its beauty and all its unfinished chapters, is in the hands of the most faithful, most loving, most creative storyteller who has ever existed. Trust him with it. Give him the broken pieces. Give him the pages you wish you could rewrite. Give him the chapters that are not going the way you planned, and then watch, with patient and expectant faith, as he weaves it all together into something more beautiful than you could have ever written for yourself. He is not finished. He is never finished. And the best parts of your story are still ahead. Keep walking, my precious child. Keep trusting. Keep loving. Keep showing up. Keep believing. The one who loves you most is with you in every moment of it. And he is not going anywhere. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Amen. And now, my dear child, we have come to the end of this message. But I want you to know that this is not the end of your story. It is actually the beginning of a brand new chapter. Everything you heard today, every word that landed in your heart, every truth that stirred something awake inside you, carry it with you. Do not let it fade like a morning dream that disappears before you can hold on to it. Write it down. Speak it out loud. Share it with someone you love. And most importantly, live it. Let it change not just how you feel in this moment, but how you actually show up tomorrow morning and the morning after that. You are loved more than you know. You are stronger than you feel. You are more capable than you believe. And the one who created you, who has been with you through every single chapter of your story, the good ones and the painful ones and the confusing ones, that one is not going anywhere. He is with you today. He will be with you tomorrow. He will be with you through every storm and every victory, and every ordinary Tuesday in between. You are never alone. You are never forgotten. You are never too far gone, and you are never ever out of chances to begin again. So take a deep breath, my precious child. Lift your head, open your heart, and step forward into this beautiful, fleeting, precious life that you have been given, with courage and with faith, and with the deep, settled peace of someone who knows exactly who they are and whose they are. The road ahead is full of grace, the journey is full of purpose, and the one who loves you most is walking every single step of it right beside you. Go forward, do not look back. The best is truly, genuinely, absolutely still ahead, and I will be cheering for you every single step of the way. With all the love in the universe, your Father, your Creator, your greatest champion is saying to you today, well done for staying. Well done for listening. Now go and live like you believe it. Amen.